My name is Jordan Hanson. I'm a student athlete here at the University of Nevada. I've been a student athlete for most of my life, definitely through high school and now all through college. I graduated early here from the University of Nevada with an undergrad in economics, and I was fortunate enough to start my master's program early. So I'm in the MBA program now, and my emphasis is now in finance. And basically, for my whole life, I've just been interested in money, anything that's got to do with money, personal finance, all type of stuff like that. I invested in some stocks at a really young age, one of those being Apple, and that worked out pretty well for me. And now, being a student athlete and having to budget every single month and live off of a stipend, it really puts an emphasis on my personal finance and my money management techniques, just because I'm only getting so much money a month, and I have to make ends meet. I have to pay my car note, I have to pay rent, I have to pay utilities, and I have to eat. And there's only so much money to go around each month to do all those things. Being a student athlete, we are put in some pretty strict budget constraints. I know a lot of what people are going through, and I think that helps me understand their point of view, and they can also understand my point of view in terms that we both know what each other are going through. We both know that, okay, you have certain budget constraints. There are certain things that you have to spend money on. There's other things that are, leisure time activities, and isn't a demand expense every single month. And I think for me, being a student athlete for 4 years and having to figure out, ways to save my money, having to figure out what is important and what's not important in terms of expenses, lends a really good point of view for everyone else that is trying to do that. I want to help student athletes currently, and then in the future I would love to help professional athletes. Professional athletes especially, a lot of those guys go broke within 2 or 3 years of signing $1 million contracts. They don't understand that they're only getting paid during the season. They don't understand that oftentimes this money is not guaranteed. So for me, it is very important for me to lend my expertise and my help to these guys, and just really just teaching them that money obviously does not grow on trees, and that money is something that you have to be very conscious about, just because it can be gone just like that. I've started with student athletes just because that's the position that I'm in right now, and I'm going through a lot of what they're going through. The budget constraints that we are subject to are not easy, but with time and effort, it's very livable. I think that money is something that everyone needs to be conscious about. Obviously, it does not grow on trees. I've come to learn that, and through my 4 years here on scholarship, each and every year I've had to get more and more money conscious, and I've had to become more and more of a personal money manager for myself. And as people have seen my success, they've started to ask me questions and stuff about that. So I help people because I know what they're going through. I know how tough it can be to manage your money. I know how tough it can be to live within budget constraints. But at the same time, it's also very rewarding when you can figure out your budget, figure out what are your guaranteed expenses every month, figure out how you can lower any of the expenses that you can, just so you can have more money at the end of the month to save, to invest, to go out and have some fun with. I've been through what they're going through, and I know it's a tough and it's a challenging position to be in, but it's also very rewarding when you can figure it out. It's every week I'm reading and writing and doing something that has to do with personal finance, finding new ways to decrease my grocery bill, finding new ways to make the money that I do get for my stipend last longer. The most positive results I've seen for myself are just simple things. Going to the grocery store where I used to spend $60, now I'm spending around $40. And I think the place where my expenses can have the most volatility is obviously my grocery bill. And just since I moved out of the dorms 3 years ago up until now, I've seen the most positive results, and especially in the last 2 months of this semester, I've seen the most positive results in just being able to continue to decrease my grocery bill. Thank you.